Personnel Committee to order. Discussion, privilege from the floor, anyone? Hearing nothing, we'll move for the first, our first and only resolution, a resolution authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement with Confidential Screening and Consultant LLC for occupational health, safety, and drug and alcohol testing services. Have a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion? Nicole?
I have a question, Chair. Do we have any estimate of how much this was last year, how much it could be this year?
I mean, it's gonna go up this year,
Okay.
only because we have added, panels in our drug testing.
Okay.
And, we have additional, services. So it will go up, I think it's around $130,000, that I budgeted for.
Okay.
So if we get close to that, then I'll obviously come back here and let you know and try to pull the funds within the budget.
Thank you.
Nicole, what panels did you add?
We added,
For the paramedics.
Oh,
So
okay.
the paramedics that are using special drugs on the ambulance, we had to cover that.
Gotcha,
So
thank you.
it's our fault.
Nobody's fault.
Anything else, Nicole, anything else?
No, I mean, this was, we had, had the Infinity contract last month, but their services have split, and this is, part of the division.
Anything else? Motions. All in favor of sending to full board?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Anything under other? If not, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
You ready, Pat?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'd like to call the Health and Human Services Committee to order. It is 6:01 PM. This is a committee of the entire legislature. First on the agenda is discussion. Hearing none, we'll jump into our resolutions. First is a resolution authorizing Montgomery County Health Department to enter into a memorandum of understanding, MOU, with Montgomery County Sheriff's Department for mental health. Sponsor will be Chair Pep, and I need a second.
I'll second.
Legislator Headwell. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will pass. Next is a resolution establishing the adult and children's SPOA operating policies for mental health. Need a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Muehlbeck?
I'll second.
Legislator Fiorello. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Just so people know the attachments don't work.
And also, if I could, when I put this resolution together, there's actually only two policies, but one inadvertently attached itself twice, and I don't have editing rights. So there's actually only two policies, not three, and I don't have the ability to remove an attachment.
Thank you.
I do have a copy of the policy with me if somebody wants to look at it.
Very good. Okay.
All right, next is a resolution establishing a commissioner's revolving account pursuant to Social Services Law 84 for social services. Sponsor is Legislator Edwell, and second will be Chairman Pep. Any discussion? Chair.
Commissioner Beck, just curious, how is this, like you started off with 10, is that gonna be enough for the year? Do you have to make subsequent deposits to it? Just curious about how that would work.
So this is our first attempt at doing this, and it's really to help with the county.
Yes.
So this would take us off of basically the credit card, which we've had numerous discussions here about when it hits the max. Our department's one of the bigger departments, so obviously we use it quite a bit, and especially in emergency situations. This allows us to create a account at MBT that I have access to. We wanted to limit it at 10,000 for now and see what this looks like since it's the first time going through. We would be replacing it. We will be developing a policy on this too, on how we're gonna have an audit team, with like someone from the ledge, the auditor, we thought the treasurer, about meeting quarterly to see where the monies are moving from and how we're seeking the resolution, the reimbursements and everything like that too. So right now, Chair, we just thought that 10,000 was a good starting point.
Based on something, though, you
Yeah,
must
based
have gotten a
on
grip on.
basically hotel stays, how much you know, we might be spending in months. So
I mean,
that was really where we came up with the 10,000.
You've had a little track record of that type of activity the last few years, so you
We've had
must
a
have
lot of
estimated it
track,
based on that, yes,
Yep.
okay. But I mean, if you get to September and there's nothing left, how would you refund it?
So we would just come to the ledge, we'd ask to move money back into it. You know, again, we'd still have access to the county credit card if we needed to.
Okay,
So we don't think it's gonna be that. This is not regular purchasing items, so I wanna be very clear on that. This is not, we're not gonna go out and buy TVs and then reimburse it through those mechanisms. It's not what's happening here. This is strictly for our emergency situations, for
Yep.
housing, transportation, and the variety of other things that we experience on a daily basis.
yeah, that was pretty well described in there, what you'd use it for, so, okay, good.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That moves on. Next is the resolution authorizing acceptance of Family Centers Case Management Services, FCCMS, funding and approving a contract with Captain Community Human Services for social services. Need a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Sweet and Legislator Muehlbeck. Any discussion?
Just want to be really clear, this is an allocation, it's not a grant, so we expect this on an annual basis. We also did not want to employ people. We figured it was much better to work through Captain as a contract, so they just are getting some administrative oversight that's coming out of this 168. We could have taken it into the county and created positions, just didn't feel it was the right time given what went through the budget process this year. So this was our mechanism to get 2 full-time employees. They will be doing some shared space at our facility, but that's it. We've talked to personnel about what that looks like, a contractor versus employee and not supplanting, right, Nicole, I'm saying the right word? Supplanting employees, so we've tried to cover all bases on that, but I just wanted to make sure that, I know we've had conversations about grants, this is not a grant, it will be an annual allocation.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is other. Anything under other? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn. Legislator Sweet and Legislator Muehlbeck.
All right, we'll call the Public Safety Committee to order at 6:07. First thing on the agenda, discussion. Anyone have anything pertaining to this committee? Hearing none, we'll move on to my jackpot of resolutions.
Get the lottery.
It's always you, Brian.
Always me. January. Thanks, Sheriff.
He dressed up for you.
First resolution is a resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover 2025 New York State SFY 2025 Next Generation 9/11 Grant Program. Needed a sponsor.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Kowalczyk, Legislator Fiorillo. Discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover 2021-2022 statewide interoperable communications grant program. Need a sponsor.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Headwell, Chairman Pep. Discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carry over the FY 2024 State Homeland Security Program. I'll sponsor. Need a second.
I'll second.
Elwood, discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, a resolution amending the 2026 operating budget carryover grant 2022 state interoperable communications grant targeted program. Need a sponsor. Legislator Kowalczyk, Legislator Fiorillo, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, gifts and donations. I need a sponsor. I'll sponsor. Need a second. Legislator Kowalczyk, discussion.
I'm sorry, who sponsored?
Brian.
Me.
Thank you.
Maria.
discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carry over the FY 2023 Domestic Terrorism Prevention Grant Program Grant Funds. I need a sponsor. Legislator Muehlbeck, Chair Pep, discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover 2024 Public Safety Answering Point Grant Program. I need a sponsor.
For $97.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this one's a tiny one.
You, Maria? Second. Legislator Muehlbeck. That's a big one.
It is.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover EMS RFA 2024 County Emergency Medical Services Support Grant. I'll sponsor, need a second. Legislator Elwood, discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover 2024 State Interoperable Communications Grant Program. Need a sponsor. Chairman Pep.
I'll second.
Legislator Hedwell Jr. Discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution is a resolution appointing members to the Traffic Safety Board. I need a sponsor.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Muehlbeck and Legislator Qualtrics. Discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution is a resolution amending the 2026 operating budget, carryover FY 2022 State Hazardous Materials Grant Program. Need a sponsor? Legislator Fiorillo. I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Anything under other? Hearing none, all,
You have an add-on.
we're gonna do it at the, oh, I'm sorry, that's right. Sorry, thank you.
You're welcome.
And our add-on this evening is a resolution amending the 2026 operating budget. It's for the coroner. Need a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
If I may be heard, the coroner cannot be here tonight. She has another meeting, but I told her I would convey her message on her behalf. So the coroners are off to a good start this year. He's really hit the ground running and is very energetic and active, and has been looking at a number of things to kind of help improve operations at the office. Last Monday, I went to the Alice Hospital morgue with both coroners and reviewed their operations there. And it looks like that we can have a considerable cost savings if we piggyback off of a Albany RFP for coroner services through Alice Hospital. So the coroner wanted me to let you know that we're hoping to have an add-on next week for that, if everyone is okay with that. With the anticipation that that will improve efficiencies and decrease costs. Having said that, we did just issue an RFP recently for transport, which is something that needed to get done. We're going to have to reissue that to go to Ellis Hospital as opposed to the current providers. So we are hoping to have that before you in March, an updated resolution on that, on transport costs. And part of what she's doing too is requesting this deputy to help make sure that there's never an issue with coverage. It's a big county. Sometimes things happen, and they think this deputy will be a big peace of mind for them and also other law enforcement entities that work with them on these scenes.
Do you have somebody in mind for that?
I think they do. I think they are hopeful, but we have to see.
And do you wanna also mention, like, I did mention when as soon as Counselor told me about this last week, I said, well, what about St. Mary's, why Ellis? And just to get a more local flavor to it, and I believe you explained to me that St. Mary's does charge for keeping bodies, correct? And there's no charge at Ellis?
So, yeah, Ellis does not charge for storage of a body there until after the first, I think it's 30 days, and then it's $100. So they're pretty lenient, they just increased their facility, so they have additional space, to do that. And they also offer, on-call services for our coroners, so if they're at a scene, they can actually text the medical examiner directly with pictures of the scene and questions, and have almost like telemedicine with a medical examiner. So, I think that this will really help improve the services to Montgomery County residents, and it's something that both of the coroners were really excited about and asked me to make sure I brought to everybody's attention tonight.
And we don't have to go through any kind of RFP to change from one provider to the other provider or anything?
No, typically we would, but Albany County just did an RFP, so we can piggyback off of that. So I think that will get us a year, and then we would have to either piggyback again or issue our own RFP.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Now we need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Maria
Second.
and Legislator Newbeck.
Called Physical Services Committee meeting to order at 6:16 PM. Discussion? Hearing none. First resolution is authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement with Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1 for the treatment and disposal of leachate from the landfills located in Montgomery County Sanitary District.
My sponsor.
Legislator Sweet. Second.
I'll second it.
Legislator Fiorello. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Moves to the full board. Resolution 2, resolution appointing member to the Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1 Board of Directors Sanitary District.
Sponsor.
Brian Sweet.
I'll second.
Legislator Headwell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? I do have two add-ons. First one is a resolution to authorize the county executive to sign an engineering service agreement for the Rapper Road Bridge replacement, bin number 3309870. Any questions? Sponsor?
Sponsor.
Legislator Pett, second. Legislator Kowalczyk, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Moves to the full board. And lastly, resolution authorizing the Montgomery County Executive to sign the 2026 insurance renewal contract for Montgomery County Sanitary District 1, amending the 2026 operating budget. Can I get a sponsor? Legislator Fiorello, second.
Second.
Legislator Sweet. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Legislator Fiorello.
All right, I'd like to call the Economic Development and Planning Committee to order on behalf of Legislator Pollock, who unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening. And although the agenda suggests we don't have any resolutions, we do have an add-on. And you should have it in front of you. Resolution approving the payment terms and conditions of a certain pilot agreement to be entered into between Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency and Madre Nelliston LLC in connection with the proposed Madre Nelliston LLC project. I will sponsor that.
I'll second.
Legislator Headwell. Discussion. Now, this was obviously amply described to us by Ken Rose last month. I do know that legislators Elwood and Fiorello were not in the room, although Legislator Muehlbeck was. Unless you have any questions regarding it, and feel free to ask them if you have any. But other than that, we should be, we were brought up to speed on this last week. We are making somewhat of a concession on the normal pilot structure here for a trade-off of doing some business and using a piece of real estate that would otherwise likely go unused. And it seems to be a perfect fit for this business, and so it's coming to us recommended from the IDA. I don't know if anybody have any further questions, or If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, that moves on to the full board and motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Legislator Kowalczyk,
Second.
Legislator Muehlbeck. Thank you.
Call Education and Government Committee meeting order at 6:20. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. First resolution confirming appointments to the Montgomery County Soil and Water Conservation Board Directors. Sponsor?
And I'll second.
Legislator Muehlbeck, seconded by Chair Pep. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move to the board. Second resolution is resolution amending resolution 147 2025. Sponsor. Legislator Kowalczyk, second.
I'll second.
Legislator Sweet, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? So moved. Next resolution appointing members, Economic Development Advisory Committee, Agricultural. Do I have a sponsor?
I'll
Chair
sponsor.
Peck,
I'll second.
second by Legislator Muehlbeck, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Did we fill in the legislator?
Don't we
This
have
one,
to- Don't we have to amend it?
oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Legislator Fiorello. this
Yeah,
is-
that's the one that's not in there, right?
Yeah.
One of the ones.
You got a blank.
I believe it's going to be Legislator Elwood.
That's correct.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This
Opposed?
is on the amended?
Yeah, we don't have to
Oh, okay.
do,
It's just
because
put it
it's
in.
committee, we just
Oh,
gotta
okay,
plug one
okay,
in.
all right. Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? So moved. Move to the board. Second one, resolution confirming appointments made by the county executive. Discussion?
Oh,
I'll
sponsor.
Sponsor?
Yep.
By Legislator Sweet, second by Chair Pep.
I believe there is some discussion here, Legislator Fiorello.
Discussion.
Council,
Yes.
this is the one where we have to strike Eric Mead's name from this?
This is soil and water, right?
No, this is the
Oh, did I miss that one?
the
this is-
confirming appointments. Because his term does not dovetail with the dates in this depicted here.
Yeah, Eric Mead needs to come off of this one for confirming appointments.
Doesn't Sarah's also?
No, Sarah has two positions, public health no, but community service, yes, she needs to be reappointed. That's a little tricky.
Legislator Fiorello, we should go through a vote here.
So remove Eric Mead.
No, we did strike it, but we didn't do a total vote as to whether to go next week after the strike.
Okay, so all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain, opposed? Abstention? Passed to the board. Next one, resolution confirming the appointment of the county executive for representative to serve on Greater Mohawk Valley and Land Bank Board. Sponsor, Legislator Kowalczyk, second.
I'll second.
Legislator Sweet, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Hey, Mike, can we go back to that last resolution? Because we had a problem with that.
Which one?
The one about the appointments.
Appointments, yes.
Because it said, if you read down through the appointments, it says, where the Montgomery County Legislature has undergone a committee review of the foregoing appointments. And that has not been done. So I don't know how we can move this resolution forward when that was not was not done.
Preliminarily.
What's that?
Preliminarily, you said.
Well,
Yeah.
it says,
Yes.
has done it.
Well, that's the purpose of tonight, I mean, do you wanna discuss it more thorough?
If
I mean,
you-
this is a committee.
If you've got all the evaluations on everybody, we'd be more happy to.
I mean,
No, I'm just saying that this is what the resolution says, and how can you go forward with this when it hasn't been done?
I guess it depends on what our definition of undergone a committee review by the legislature. I don't know that we've ever reviewed
I mean,
anybody's resume in this exercise.
what we've done in the past is, I'm just reading what it says here.
Yes, you're correct in what you're saying. There has been no review by us before we set our eyes on this, so you're correct about that. But I'm just wondering what type of review, other than reviewing the names in preparation for this meeting and then voting on it, we need to undertake. And I guess I would.
Either do I. I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
but I mean, if you,
The charter doesn't say what you have to do to review. It goes through committee, and it's been on the agenda for committee. I mean, you could have called people in to interview, you certainly would have had
I'm
authority to
just,
do
I'm just
that.
going by what it says here. It says if you're gonna approve something or disapprove something, and it says it should have gone through this, I mean, you bring up another good point that maybe it's time that we do a charter review and look at the charter and make changes in there, because we talk about things in the charter all the time that need to be. But I don't know how we can go through this. I mean, if we go in executive session and go down through all the names and have no problems with it, you know, and I'm not saying I have problems with any names that are on this list. I'm just saying that this is what it says we're supposed to do, but by definition, what do we do?
Do you have your charter, Chairman? Mine is missing a page in my book. It would be in your black binder.
Oh.
Thank you. So you look at section 2.08. Thank you. Confirmation of appointments. Confirmation of appointments, except as otherwise provided by the charter, shall be the affirmative vote of a majority of the whole number of members of the legislature taken at a regular or special meeting. Said vote shall be taken no longer than 60 days after the appointment has been filed with the clerk and shall include committee review. If the county legislature shall fail to approve or disapprove any appointment on before the 60th day, such appointment shall be deemed approved and take effect at that time. Typically, committee review has been done
But I'm
as
just-
it is.
But again,
It's up for
what
committee.
typically was done, I mean, there's a lot of things that typically been done. I'm just reading what it says, and it says, the Montgomery County Legislature has undergone a committee review of the foregoing appointments, and we have not done that.
Well, did it not go through committee, and did you not discuss it at committee? I mean, you
No,
could
that's-
have, I
that's-
mean, that
that's
is,
not-
it's
that's
under a
not-
committee review.
No, it's not. I mean,
Well, what is your definition of a review? I mean, reviewing these names and their titles is a review. I don't, what do you wanna have, like, bring them in here and ask
I
them?
think we have to rely, I would think, on our staff that the performance appraisals that have been done on them were acceptable to put their name on here in the first place, without us actually going through the physical review of each of their performances, which I, would like to think is staff's, responsibility. Legislator Muehlbeck.
Not knowing from previous experience, has there been any changes? Are these the same people as last year who sat in these positions?
Majority.
Majority.
No new changes except for Faye Winsman, who just got elected, and she's the head coroner, being appointed as head coroner.
Okay. So has there been anything that has caused anybody to think that a person who's sitting on here is not a viable candidate?
like I said, I'm not saying that there's any names on there that I don't disagree with or, have any problems with. I'm just reading what it says, and when you normally do a review, you go down through and you just don't say, oh, here it is. I mean, it's just like, here's the budget. We do a review of the budget. We actually look at the budget, we do it. I mean, right now, all we're doing is, okay, it says we do it, there's the names, stamp it, move it forward. And that's my only take on it.
I hear what you're saying, Legislator Hedwell, but I think, the way it's written in our charter, what we're doing now checks that box, and I guess if you're not in favor of it, you
I
don't
don't
vote
think
for
what
it.
the charter says and what that says is the same thing. The charter says, we approve it here,
Mhm.
it undergoes a review. If you were at work, and your boss did a review of you, there would be a review.
But you honestly don't want to go through an individual review of all these before we approve them, do you?
Has there been a review of all these people? Has that been done
I
by
can't.
anybody whatsoever? I don't know.
I can't
answer that
confirm or
question.
deny that myself, but, our personnel officer is here. Have these positions been reviewed every year by their superior and done a performance appraisal on them?
That's not typical.
I'm sorry?
That's not typical. I think that historically, the county executives have had, daily, weekly, conversations with the department heads. And our assessments have been based on that, and nothing
Right.
has been actually put in the personnel files.
Is there a way we can reword this sentence to take it less literally and make it dovetail with the way our policy reads?
The charter language,
Undergone a
again,
committee review?
can I see 2.08 again?
Yes. I mean, we are,
I think it's pretty much
this is
copy
being
and
held
pasted
to the
from the
letter
charter.
of the literal nature of the statement.
It does say process, review process, not just
Okay.
review. So maybe we need to have a representative from the ledge meet with the executive to review, and then that person could report back to the full ledge. I'm just saying, that that's what it says in the charter. Committee review process.
Well, I think an appropriate person to designate that, if it involves performance appraisals and reviews, would be our personnel committee chair, right?
Agreed?
I'm just
No,
looking
I
at
mean,
what it says. I'm not,
no,
I'm
I'm
just
just,
putting it,
no, I know you are, but I'm just saying that maybe that's what we should institute then.
The review process isn't defined in the charter. It says the committee review process. You are certainly have the authority to do more or less. Usually it comes up before the committee and the board has it at a committee meeting and does not want to do interviews or anything further at the committee. Certainly, if you wanna do a more in-depth committee review, you could, but I don't believe you're not in compliance with the charter by doing it the way you're doing it now.
All right, well, I think it's time for a vote. I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point.
no, it's
Well, it's
already,
already voted on.
it's already been voted. I just,
Okay,
Yeah, we're on the next one.
yeah,
correct?
yep, okay,
All set?
yes.
Next resolution appointing member of the Montgomery County Law Library Board of Trustees. We filled that in with legislator Pollock. All in favor?
What we,
Sponsor.
Sponsor, sorry.
Sponsor.
Sponsored by legislator Sweet,
I'll second it.
second by Chair Pep, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Move to the board. Resolution appointing a member of the legislature to Cornell Cooperative Extension of Fulton and Montgomery Counties Association Board of Directors. I think we put in legislator Elwood.
That's correct.
Sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Sponsored by legislator Newbeck,
Second.
seconded by legislator Sweet, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Next one,
What's that?
What name?
next resolution appointing member Montgomery County Jury Board. I believe it's legislator Heba.
Correct.
Sponsor,
I'll sponsor that.
legislator
Second.
Chair Pep, and second by legislator Walsh. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Pass to the board. Next one, resolution confirming appointments to the Montgomery County Soil and Water Conservation Board of Directors. I believe we have legislator Elwood again. Do I have a sponsor?
I'll sponsor.
Sponsored by legislator Muehlbeck.
Wait, no, this is not the one.
Okay.
Wait, this one is, the next one is appointing members Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board, isn't it?
That's the one
That's
we're
what
on.
we're on now.
Oh, I thought he said soil. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I am on soil and water, that's what I'm on.
No, you're not.
That's what I read.
I think we did the soil and water already, because we had, Elwood and, Hadwell on that one.
Okay.
It was there twice.
Oh,
So we're on ag and farmland.
correct, the protection board.
So resolution appointing members of the Montgomery County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board. And we have legislator Elwood. Sponsor.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Muehlbeck, second. Legislator Elwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, not yet, the next one.
Abstention. Now we're to the add-on.
Wait a minute. Yes, I need to make another amendment to this.
The last one?
Yes. This morning I got a call from legislator Kelly, and then I apologize for, I thought that we had one more to go on here, and it was on that one. Legislator Kelly informed me that, he is replacing, a James Hoffman agribusiness, on this resolution as well. So I did ask him, I said, has this been approved by your organization? And he said, that this individual never comes to any meetings, and, so he was in need of replacement. I said, okay. I said, are you the owner of an agribusiness? Because that's what the title of this particular position placeholder is. And he said, yes, I own a consulting firm, and he named the name of it that consults ag businesses. I said, okay, I just want to make sure that you fit the description before we substitute your name in here. So this resolution not only will bear the name of Thomas Elwood as a Montgomery County legislator, but strike the name James Hoffman, incorporate the name Martin Kelly, and change the address. Term expires the same amount. And I'm sure, clerk, you can incorporate Martin's address on the amendment. And that was it. So everybody still okay with the resolution under those circumstances?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So that's my fault. I was looking at the one that was, but I put it on my one I had from home.
Okay. So we're all.
Now we're on to the add-on. Everyone has it?
Yep.
Resolution reappointing Montgomery County Director for the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation. Do I have a sponsor?
I'll sponsor it.
Legislator Sweet, seconded by Legislator Walchik. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Pass to the board. Anyone have any further discussion?
Yeah, I got one thing. On the resolution appointing members to the Economic Development Advisory Committee, it says that Martin Kelly is a cooperative extension board representative. Is he on the?
Yes,
Okay.
I asked him that question today too, Bob. Yeah.
Yes,
I said, are you?
I didn't know if he was on the board because he was a legislator or where it fell, so.
I thought the same thing, and when I had him on the phone, I said, by the way, are you actually on this board, or were you on this resolution in the past because you were a legislator? He said, no, I'm actually on the board, so we're good there.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Legislator Walchik, seconded by Legislator Muehlbeck.
All right, thank you. And I would like to call the Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order on behalf of Legislator Majewski, who's not here with us. Our one resolution, resolution approving abstract of audited claims. I have a sponsor. Legislator Kowalczyk. I'll second it. All in favor?
The attachment doesn't work.
Oh,
No.
yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
So,
It's there.
All right, I also have another item I'd like to bring up under other. This has to do with one of our favorite subjects, assigned counsel, which was topical, as we know, towards the end of the year, especially when we're talking about budget and all the money we're spending on it and everything. Since this, since we instituted, if you recall, during our budget process, we found out how much we were paying them, $158 an hour, and we were still paying them mileage, and I said, time to cut off the mileage. Well, and that went through, as you know, we approved it. I'm sorry. So subsequent to that, you know, I had some discussions with Marco about it. Marco revealed some information about it to me that was interesting, you know, and I think this came up before when we were talking about it. He said that, you know, it's not uncommon for these attorneys to group their road time with their court time and just, you know, bill us $158 an hour for it all in one big ball of wax. He also, you know, as you do know or may not know, once we instituted the no mileage policy, a couple of people started objecting to it. Some of these assigned counsel saying, I'm not gonna do it anymore, thereby limiting and reducing the pool. A certain number of heads, I think as many as 4 have complained about it and have said they don't wanna be called anymore. So in an effort to try and resolve that, you know, and I did strike up a conversation with Judge Diamond here at the night of the organizational meeting. Somehow we got on the subject, and I said, you know, this is starting to kill us. You know, it's adding up to just under $1 million a year, and I know, and it's happening all over the place. So I spoke with Attorney Mannion about it, and so, you know, something that was a common theme in talking with Marco, talking with Judge Diamond was, and I will really direct your attention to the bottom half of the page here, because that's where the new language is. And I think it will shore it up a little bit as well. And here's how it will, I think. What we're proposing here is to pay them, not pay them mileage still not pay them mileage, pay them $75 an hour for road time or non, you know, court time, and continue to pay them the $158 an hour for their court time. And as you can see, the language on here, I'm not looking to vote on this tonight, or we could if you decide on it, now that you all are in possession of what could constitute an add-on resolution. But you can see it says reimburse assigned counsel for mileage and travel. We cut that all off. We stopped the mileage on November 25th when we passed that resolution saying no more mileage. So what we're proposing is reimbursing travel time at $75 an hour, provided it's clearly delineated, which means that when they bill the court, they have to say, you know, they have to refer to it as road time, and purposely not group it with court time for those who are playing that game. And it's, so as it says, as travel time is being paid, mileage will not be paid, so we're not gonna pay mileage. So if they wanna get any reimbursement for putting their butt in the car and driving here, they're gonna have to say, you know, if our bills don't show road time, then we're gonna know that they may be combining the both, right? Payment of vouchers is contingent upon it being made clear what time is used for travel time and what time is used for court. Under no circumstances shall travel time be billed as court time, and should this happen, the assigned counsel administrator is directed to begin an investigation to remove that person from the panel. So those are the altering bullets to what we last approved, and I wanted to bring it to your attention as a potential solution to this, compromise to get the people who are dropping out of the basket of lawyers who are providing the service back in, and you know, arrive at some middle ground on it. So it's up for discussion, and that's why it's legislator Qualchik.
When we had talked about this last time, I know one of the issues was the judges just rubber stamping everything.
Yes.
Is this going to be policed by the judges, or is it going to be up to Attorney Francisco, the legislature?
It's gonna be policed by auditing.
Okay.
And Francisco.
Okay.
Francisco's gonna have to make sure that it's delineated, if he wants them to get paid for that.
Okay,
And it's not gonna get past Marco once this is passed, if we pass it.
okay.
You know, I can tell you that, because he's, likes, you know, his favorite stamp is decline. If he was a loan officer, yes. Legislator Muehlbeck.
What was the feedback when you discussed this with council as to, do they think that people will continue to participate? Or do they feel that they're going to see further dropout? Because it seems like we're taking a hard stance,
Yeah, we are taking a hard
which we
stance.
need to do.
Yeah, and, I don't know that, I can't say that losing 4 lawyers in this pool is hemorrhaging lawyers, but they're, you know, there's gonna be less of them available to handle the court load because of that. So, and Counselor, do you have?
Just one thing, Attorney Francisco was advised that this was requested to come tonight to be part of this discussion and to be here to talk about this with the legislature, and I guess he was not able to make it, but he was requested to come discuss this issue. The first further resolved, did you want that clarified to say, will reimburse for mileage and travel time for all cases assigned up to? Wasn't that the ambiguity?
Yes,
Yeah, I think that that was.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have another copy of that?
yes, I do.
Thank you.
Up to,
Assigned up to November 25th.
yes. So, I don't know, what's everybody think?
My other comment about assigned counsel. There's times when the assigned counsel could be representing 2, 3, 4 people at the same time. How do we know that we're not being billed for all 4 of them at the same time?
Auditing has caught that a couple of times.
Are they delineated as separate court cases on each invoice?
What I'm saying is you could be a assigned counsel, say in family court, dealing with 4 cases at the same time.
Mhm.
How, I spent 5 minutes here, I spent 5 minutes here, I spent 5 minutes here, I spent 5 minutes here. Are we billing an hour here, an hour here, how do we know that, I mean, that's, because it's easy, I've got 4 cases going on at the same time, I was in court for 4 hours, this judge looks at it and says, yep, he was here for 4 hours, oh yeah, he was here for 4, how do you?
But if he was there, or he or she was there for 4 hours handling these 4 cases, and we're reimbursing them for 4 hours, what's the offense?
Is it 4 hours for each one?
75 travel
so
time
that
for
has-
each one.
Yeah.
That
No, so
has-
instead of being 4 hours, it becomes 16 hours.
That has happened before.
And that's what I'm saying, how do we police that?
So-
Because we could be billed 16 instead of 4.
Yeah.
So, Marco has got that a couple times, because what you're supposed to do is your date and time when you're in court on your voucher, and Marco has rejected vouchers where it's same time, same court, 4 cases in all individual charges, so Marco's has
Yeah, but I mean, if he's not catching it, or so it's, Marco might be good, but he's not good at catching all of them, and once these
No,
guys
no
know
one person
that
is,
how
yeah.
you, or it's a thing, but how do we police it better, or how on the form that they fill out is it done? Are you in court dealing with just one case, or you dealing with, it's,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the form myself.
but when you start talking how much we're paying per hour,
Yeah.
4 hours versus 16, 4 hours versus 8.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Is there any penalties that so when we catch that, is there like a point system, okay?
No, he probably sends it back.
Okay, so Marco sends it back, it gets revised,
Yeah.
then gets resubmitted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw our treasurer's hand waving.
I'd just say we could, because my understanding is the judges sign off on all the court time.
Yes, but the judges are not what we call a quality control checkpoint.
But you could be.
They're called a, let's use some Bic ink and get this off my desk checkpoint.
But you could be assigned counsel in family court, and you can also be assigned counsel over in the support collections. So this one says, oh yeah, they were here for 4 hours and they were over here for 4 hours. They don't know
Yeah.
what's going on, but that person's going back and forth between all the different rooms.
But the assigned council administrator, that's the job, like, that's what they're supposed to do.
I guess that was always the
100%.
case. It was always the case though, right? It's not, that syndrome is not gonna be a byproduct of this.
No.
That, okay.
But what I'm
yeah.
just saying is just another way, you know, when
Yeah,
we're only
that we
paying
can get ripped off.
per hour lower.
Yeah.
But now we're paying, now it's starting to
Yeah, multiply.
multiply when you're up to almost $1 million for assigned council.
Yeah,
And are they charging us 75 hours of travel, or $75 per travel time for each one of those cases? Or is it a one?
No.
No.
So if they come in
That had
once, and they
Yeah.
got 4 cases, it's a one-time
Yeah.
75, not 75
Yes.
for each.
that's correct.
Chair,
Yes,
what
sir.
are the parameters for travel time from point A to point B?
It's-
How do we know where they're traveling from and to?
I don't know that answer other than the fact that, like, I know one of the lawyers was from Glens Falls, and as soon
I
as
mean,
we
is that
cut-
something they put in the report? I traveled from
I believe so.
here to there?
I believe so. You know, from law office, you know, in Glens Falls to Montgomery County's, you know, family court.
Because otherwise they could, you know,
Yeah,
they could make up their
yeah,
loss of $158 an hour by saying, well, it took me 4 hours to travel.
Yes.
Or it only took them an hour.
yeah,
You know, I'm
No,
not
you're
saying
right.
that they do that, but if we don't have parameters set in there, but if it's on the form, if they have to put it on the form, then I guess that's enough of a parameter that would keep it in check.
yeah, you know, delineate it,
Can
you
we
know.
see the form?
Sorry,
Can we see the form?
can we get our hands on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Marco has copies of vouchers, and again, I really think, I'll reach out to the assigned council administrator again and just encourage him. Would you want him at a committee meeting, probably, because it's easier to have a discussion here, or you want him at full board next week?
Well, you know, one thing what I didn't like at all was, you know, there's a ton of them, Mike, who won't care because they don't even put mileage on. You know, and the reason they weren't putting mileage on was because they were just,
Adding it to
the
their.
minute I got in the car was court time.
Right.
So at least that, you know, I thought that would arrest that practice, you know, with this here. And still throw them a bone when it comes to, reimbursing them for being in the car, you know, without the mileage. So, that's, how Megan arrived at these bullets here.
Well, I
based
think we
on
should probably, you know, let this ride for a month and do it the next month's committee.
Well, here's the
something-
reality is, I will not be here next month, so, I mean, as long as we all understand what it's about, that's fine, you know.
Well, that
I
way-
don't need to describe it any further.
That way we can get, you know,
Yeah,
corporation
that's
and
fine.
and discuss
Okay.
it with them in a committee meeting.
Good, that sounds good. Everybody all right with that?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. All right, other than that, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session, to discuss, what would it be?
You're not adjourning,
Issues of public safety?
you're not adjourning the budget.
No. And, just have in here the sheriff and the undersheriff.
Executive session where no action was taken.
I'll second that.
All right. And I'd like a motion to adjourn the budget and finance.
So,
All right, second, legislator Fiorillo. All right, thank you.
Mike.
nice job, guys.
Okay,
Mike, we
don't
gotta
need
do
a-
something about having.